Well, hello YouTube. Here we are with a little bit of a video. Well, all of us, time to time, have used hollow wall anchors. The kind of anchors that are a metal anchor that go into the wall, kind of spreading out like a butterfly and not pulling out when you put something on. And of course, sometimes those items that we do anchor to the wall, whether they're a shelf or, a fire extinguisher, a fire alarm, or something else, ends up having to be moved, and you end up having these wall anchors to deal with. Now, some people just put a pair of pliers on them, grab and pull them out of the wall, and it creates a really big mess. Other people, they pretty much just take the drywall mud over them, and forget about them. Some people, I've actually seen what they've done is they take a knife, they cut the paper, pull the paper back, push the anchor in the first layer of paper, then mud over it, and then the anchor stays in the wall, but it's below the layer of paper, which kind of does work. I guess it's better than pulling it out, but I have my own method of doing this. What I like to do is drill out the top washer, this top plate here. Once you've drilled that out, there's nothing holding the hollow wall anchor from falling back into the wall. Wall. And unfortunately, by using these hollow wall anchors, you are left with the hole in the wall that you had to drill to install them. There is no real easy way around it other than to, mud over them or just plain not use them at all. So of course, now what we'll do is we'll squeeze some mud in that hole. It'll probably take a couple of tries to get her built up to where she is satisfactory. Then, we'll start the finishing process. Okay guys, so when you're ready to fill the hole with mud, as you can maybe see, there's a little bit of a rough edge from, of course, the drilling of the hole and drilling out the anchor, stuff like that. If you were to put mud over it, the mud would be affected by pretty much all that roughness. So what I like to do is give the edge a bit of a sand. Not enough by far to wreck the surrounding paper, or anything like that, but enough to get rid of the fuzziness of that edge so it's more crisper. So once you got that edge satisfactory, then of course let's squeeze some mud in there. So guys, there we go. Of course, I got that drilled out. Pretty much got the hole, filled in that. Right now the mud is drying. However, it's probably going to need a second coat. That seems to be the way it goes when you're dealing with a larger hole, because it tends to shrink, which leaves a depression or indent in the wall, which you want to get rid of before you paint. So we'll probably end up doing another coat before she gets sanded out. So of course, like I said there earlier, hollow wall anchors are kind of meant to be put in place and left alone. If you do ever plan on taking them out, prepare to have a mess. Either way, whether you don't deinstall them correctly or whether you drill them out like I did, you're still going to have a hole to fill. There is no real way to have a clean, de-installation without having a mess. Okay guys, so when your drywall mud is dry, time to give it a bit of a sand. Now when you're sanding it, you don't want to take like all of it off, but at the same time you don't want to be leaving a raised lump on the wall that will show through the paint. So what I like to do is sand a bit, then give her a feel, then sand a little bit more. And if you're happy with that, then basically you're good to go for paint. I see the mud is still a little bit humid, moist, not quite dry, a little further in, a little more. So I'm going to let that dry a little bit more before committing this to paint. So pretty much we'll see how this goes, and then maybe give her one more fill if it does need it. Okay guys, so here we go. Of course, got paint on the wall anchors here. Got the holes all covered. And really, you almost can't even tell where they are. A lot of that has to do with, well, the mudding. But pretty much guys, that's how I fixed my wall anchors that I had inside the wall. That's how I fixed the problem that there was. A little bit of time, a little bit of touch up, a little bit of know-how, if you want to say. Get the job done, and then away you go. And as always, thanks for watching Maxwell's World. Comment, subscribe, and enjoy.